You can get this product and so much more at www.safariltd.com. And don't forget to use the coupon code SpinoDude to save 15% on your next order and show your support for the channel. Greetings, hello ladies and gentlemen, and today I am getting to show you early the new for 2021 Safari Ltd Mythical Realms Armored T-Rex. That's right, we have a dinosaur in the Mythical Realms line, and just by looking at it here, it's obvious why it's part of that line. This is really interesting, to say the least. First of all, I want to start on a positive note and just say that I love this idea for the Mythical Realms line, but the execution, particularly with this T-Rex, I feel could be better. One thing that I found very jarring when I pulled it out of the packaging was the fact that this figure has an articulated jaw. That's right, an articulated jaw on a Safari Ltd figure. What is this madness? So, this is interesting. I'm happy to see Safari is experimenting with different things, and it's good to experiment in a figurine / toy company like this. But I sort of hope that they don't go the articulated route, like with the articulated jaws, too much. I think it works for this particular situation with the Mythical Realms dinosaurs, but I really hope, Safari, if you're watching this, I hope you don't do this with the regular dinosaurs, because one thing that I love about the style of your figures is they have this genuine hand-sculpted, hand-painted quality. And this overall, besides the whole visual appearance of this figure, which we'll get into in a second, just the articulated jaw. Oh, there's a truck going by my house. Great. Hope you guys can't hear that. But with the articulated jaw here, it doesn't feel like Safari. And outside of that, with my personal opinion, just disliking the idea of articulated jaws on Safari figures, it is not a very good articulated jaw, I have to say. It's very obvious that it's movable, which it's not as concealed as on some other figures that I have. When you close it, it has this really big sort of ledge on the back, and you can even like peer under into the underside of the animal's head there, which is kind of uncomfortable. And when you close it, it doesn't close all the way. You just sort of mold it in there. Plus, it has a hard time staying shut because it's very loose. Yeah, I have to say, if you're planning on doing more of these Gladiator dinos in the future Safari, I guess it depends on how successful they are. The stability of the jaw here could definitely use some work. And once again, if you're going to do articulated jaws, I'd prefer if they stayed on the Gladiator dinos here. Now, first thing people are going to freak out about is that this isn't an accurate T-Rex. And I understand, but Safari understands that as well. And that's why they put it in the Mythical Realms line. Like I said, I love the idea of the whole Gladiator dino thing, but I feel like it would be even more unique and even cooler if they did some accurate dinosaurs. Like, imagine if they just took their feathered T-Rex overall design and just put that in armor. That would be awesome. I'd be totally down for that. But that's not what we got here, and I think they really want to drive home that this isn't an educational figure. This is just Safari having fun, and I can appreciate that as well, even though this figure isn't totally for me. But one thought that came to mind as well is that kids are going to love this. If I had this back when I was 2, 3, 4 years old, I would love this. Just the idea of putting armor on dinosaurs is so cool. And I think Safari recognizes that. They are making toys for kids at the end of the day, and I think this is a cool idea once again. They do have a Triceratops as well, which, judging by the teaser image, I've not seen the figure in its entirety yet, but just judging by that little image, I feel like I might like that one better. But I'll save that judgment for when it's fully revealed. Now, the T-Rex itself, besides the armor, is very generic movie monster T-Rex, generic coloration. I really personally dislike the design of the T-Rex here. It just feels uninspired. Once again, it's just a movie monster T-Rex that was sort of sculpted without reference to anything. Outside of that, though, I love the detail on the armor. The armor looks great, and I love that they included the straps going around the legs and the chest and the tail of the animal here, showing that the armor is indeed tied to its body. I think that's such a cool inclusion. They could have easily left it like the head, where it's just a helmet that fits under the top, but really just shows that there is great attention to detail there. My favorite armor piece has to be the tail. I love the spikes on the end of the tail. And then the head is pretty cool as well with these spikes, and I do like the way the helmet looks. Very dragon-like. But my least favorite part of this overall figure has to be the head. The teeth are just really large and chunky. It's very cartoonish overall, and they go way too far back in the mouth. The fleshy corner bits of the mouth that are painted in pink there don't really fold into the top of the head, which would have worked better for concealing them. They just sort of sit there, and it looks kind of weird when you see those exposed when you close the top jaw. And on top of that, the detail is really nothing special, just a bunch of sort of wrinkles and folds that are it's very simply detailed throughout the body, and there is some dry brushing to bring out the detail slightly, but it's not too great, very simple. I do like the paint and detail in the armor the best. I feel like the Dinosaur looks a little bit on the cheaper side, mostly probably because of the design here. Anyway, I think that concludes my thoughts on this one overall. I felt like I was pretty quick, but not too much to say other than I love the idea here. I'd love to see it expanded on in the future if these are successful. I'm looking forward to seeing the Triceratops, but this T-Rex isn't for me. And it really just comes down to the generic movie monster design of the animal itself. I love the idea of the armor on it. That's unique, but the animal itself, super generic. Anyway, in case you're wondering how large this figure is, from the tip of the curve in the tail to the tip of the jaw, we are looking at about 7 inches, which is about 16 centimeters. And in terms of the height, the highest point, which is the top of the head, we're looking at about 4 3/4 inches, which is about 12 centimeters. For comparison, the colors here reminded me of something, and it was actually this guy, the 2019 reissue of the 1997 T-Rex? Let me check. No, 1996, excuse me. T-Rex from Safari. So I wonder if they just took this color scheme from that one. It looks like it might even be the same shade of green that they used on it for the most part. It's a pretty nice color scheme, but I think it looks more unique when applied to this more retro sculpt over here rather than on this more generic sculpt of a T-Rex. But anyway, if you guys want to get one of these for yourself, this one should be available in December, so keep your eyes peeled. And once again, if you do make an order from Safari, make sure to use the coupon code SpinoDude at checkout to save 15% on your entire order and to show your support for me and the channel as well. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in my next review. Thank you to Safari for setting this up once again, and thank you to Chris, my contact. Take care, everyone, and bye-bye.